Greetings, everyone. Don't mind my uh, very disorderly looking hair. This is natural. This is natural. This is disorderly looking hair like what we have now. We have a disorderly administration. Yes, we do. And I haven't had the news on, but I just hope that, and my eyes are burning, my right eye, because, well, I got a little situation, but it's okay because I woke up and I take it from there. But so this hair right here is like the disorderly situation in the administration. Yeah, you cannot continue to increase discourse by going on the attack mode. I will repeat that. You cannot continue in a discourse of going on an attack mode. We have got to unite, unite, unite. Unite the country. Unite the country. My disorderly hair needs a little bit of attention. I would do a little spit shine on it, but I'm on camera, so I ain't going to do that. But I'll be right back. Hold on a second, everybody. Time for me to get some of my grub. My grub is calling me. My grub is right here. And I got on my LED light on behind me. You see that right there? Right there, right there, right there underneath my cabinet. Until I get the lights back on. I got the lights. I gotta just get them up there. I do all this solo, so you know. When you're rocking and rolling on a solo note, things are a little bit slower. The band joins later, you know? Zone. I get a natural hair. Now see how it goes back into, it falls back in line eventually. It's like, it has its initial shock. It's like, you know, like when a child has a tantrum. Remember now what the school teacher does. What does the educator do? The educator quells the situation, quells it, doesn't increase the volume. Now, do you? Because that doesn't do anything. There's a whole lot going on, which always happens, and well, this is way more involved and in depth than what it appears to be, like it always is. Exposure of what's been happening on a very broad spectrum, a very broad stroke paintbrush to be announced all over with a very large following. Well, this is what created this unfortunate tragic event. Because when you're rah-rah, excuse me, I have allergies. There's a lot happening in the air right now. When you're rah-rahing for what groups want, but when you start to rah-rah for what that group that has been placing you under a microscope in every single announcement that you make, well, when you go against that alignment, and you start to speak about exposure and you have a mass volume, well, unfortunately, this is what happened. But they're going to continue to spin it like something else, okay? They're going to continue to spin it like something else, like they always do, because this is the nature of media. This is the nature of the West, to continually lie to everyone. Because if they're not lying, they're not breathing. If they're not lying, they're not speaking. If they're not lying, they're not giving policy and making laws and regulations. Yeah, this is what they have been doing. This is nothing new, people. This is nothing new. Hold on one second, because I have got to, well, I gotta make sure that there's not gonna be anything here. Hold on. One second. I'll be right back. Hold on. So that young man who has now met his maker, Subhanahu wa Ta'ala, okay, his God, whoever his God is, he wasn't Islam, okay, he wasn't Muslim. Um, Now he's got it. Now he'll be at peace. Okay. Now he's at peace, but he was a cog in the wheel for their agenda. So now, once their agenda got that one spike, and then he continued to go about speaking upon that one, the cog in the wheel. Well, yeah. So now they're going to spin this, and they're going to make all kinds of, now they'll be naming schools after Mr. Charlie Kirk, and et cetera, and maybe they'll even put him on Mount Rushmore in this administration. I mean, more power to him. I mean, my prayers are with his family, The hatred has to stop. The hatred has to stop. The animosity, the venom, the aggression. Elon Musk needs to friggin' zip it. Elon Musk needs to knock it off. Okay, Elon Musk? Because you couldn't compare to the short hairs of a person's you-know-what as far as being a person of character. You have had your rear end pampered like all these other these Nepo people, all right? You've grown up with nothing but everything handed to you because of the wealth that was created by having little toddler children go look for gems. And now you want to spit out all this hatred because of your billions that you have? You need to keep it quiet, pal. You want to be a leader who is going to be a positive leader, all right? Because you're up there with that Tommy Robinson cat. Yeah. And we cannot have this. We cannot have this, people. It's unbelievable. We are a sad state. And meanwhile, China and Russia, they're laughing at us. And India, they're like, look at these friggin' dodos. Here they go idolizing somebody because they're a far-right extremist, And now a tragic incident happened. And because they didn't like that far-right extremist going and speaking upon, the Zionism, because you cannot link Judaism and what's happening, because Judaism does not consist of genocide. So the powers that be are allowing it to be. And if I were the family of the decedent, I would steer very far, very clear away, because your best interest is not their best interest. Their best interest, their interest is to continue and spread all this venom. And it has to stop. It has to stop. Become the gatekeeper for peace. The family of Charlie Kirk. Become the gatekeepers for peace. To bring our country together and stop with all this madness. I just was watching all the stuff that he was, where he was going, and that Pandora's box that he opened up. And once he opened up that Pandora's box with the amount of clout that he had because of forming the organization that he formed, which then became weaponized, like what they do with everything. They weaponize every damn freaking thing, and they turn it into a war machine, okay? So now gas is going up because Venezuela is saying, oh, hell no, you ain't freaking colonizing us, USA. You better take your BS and keep it moving. So Venezuela is going to probably hook up. They're going to link up. We're in for bad. Yep, exactly. Because you know what? We're on the bottom of the totem pole. as far as humanity goes, we have been in the sewer and we have been underneath the totem pole as far as because of our actions. We're back there now again. We're back there now again. So our economy is going to go upside down, and then the billionaires. Oh, and it's called AI. AI. It's not A1. A1 sauce, steak sauce. Yeah, save it for your high-end dinners, maybe at the Rose Garden. Oh, for unbelievable. Everybody, just, stock up, stock up, stock up. All right, everybody, I'll be back. Have a good one. Yeah, okay. You are. Okay. Well, then you've been reinvented and now you're back on my screen. How you doing? How did the gates of heaven work out for you? Did that happen? Peace out, everybody. Have a good one. People chipped out.